In the relentless march of modern life, time often feels like a straight, unyielding road, a constant forward push measured in deadlines and progress reports. But Tet Nguyen Dan introduces a different kind of time, a time that breathes and turns like the seasons. It is not a line but a circle. It is the sacred pause at the end of a long journey, a moment to catch one's breath before the path begins anew. This cyclical rhythm, deeply rooted in the agrarian soul of Vietnam, mirrors the life of the rice fields. A time for planting, a time for growing, a time for harvesting, followed by a period of quiet rest before the cycle repeats. Tet is a profound embodiment of the human need for a fresh start. It operates on the beautiful, forgiving logic that no matter how difficult the past year has been, a clean slate is always possible. This is not just a hopeful sentiment. It is a deeply embedded cultural practice. The days leading up to the new year are filled with rituals of cleansing and release. We scrub our homes not just to make them physically clean, but to symbolically wash away the misfortunes, the sorrows, the mistakes of the old year. Every sweep of the broom, every polished surface, is an act of letting go, creating a pure and unburdened space for new luck and new opportunities to enter our lives. At its very core, Tet is the festival of homecoming. It is a powerful magnetic force that pulls people from the far-flung corners of the country, and indeed the world, back to the place they call home. The roads swell with travelers. The railways swell with travelers, each person carrying a year's worth of stories and longing for the family hearth. This annual pilgrimage is not just a social obligation. It is a spiritual necessity. It is about returning to one's roots, to the source of one's identity. The centerpiece of this reunion is honoring the ancestors. The family altar, the home's most sacred space, becomes the focal point. It is cleaned, decorated with fresh flowers, laden with offerings of food, fruit, and incense. This is not distant worship, it is intimate communion. The giving of li shi, red envelopes, to children and elders is a beloved tradition, strengthening community bonds. Vietnamese literature has long been a mirror reflecting the complex soul of Tet, capturing not only its brilliant joy, but also its deep underlying melancholy. In the pages of countless poems and short stories, Tet is depicted as a time of blissful reunion, tables groaning under festive dishes, innocent delight of children. Writers have beautifully painted scenes of families gathered around a crackling fire to cook bánh chưng, the air filled with the comforting aroma of glutinous rice and the sound of shared stories. However, literature does not shy away from the other, more somber face of Tet. For every story of joyful homecoming, there is another that speaks to the profound loneliness of those who cannot return. The soldier at a remote outpost, the student in a foreign land, the worker in a distant city. For them, the festive sounds of firecrackers and laughter only amplify their sense of isolation. Tet becomes a painful reminder of what they are missing, a time when the ache of nostalgia is at its most acute. By embracing both the light and the shadow, Vietnamese literature presents Tet not as a simple celebration, but as a profound human drama. These stories do not diminish the beauty of Tet, they enrich it, teaching us empathy for those who may be grieving or struggling. Tet is an experience for all the senses, a carefully curated aesthetic, communicates a deep philosophy of life. Its beauty is not found in extravagant displays, but in meaningful symbols that speak of harmony, balance, hope. Perhaps the most iconic of these is the humble bánh chưng. Its square shape represents the earth, its sticky rice the bounty of the fields, mung bean, pork, symbolizing the harmony of plant and animal life. The act of wrapping it in green leaves and boiling it for hours is a ritual in itself, a slow, patient process that embodies diligence and cooperation. The floral messengers of Tet, the delicate pink of the hoa đào in the north, the vibrant yellow of the hoa mai in the south, are potent symbols of renewal and vitality. These flowers bravely bloom in the cool air of late winter, a defiant promise that spring is on its way. The Mâm Ngũ Quả is a carefully chosen collection whose colors and names carry symbolic meaning, a visual prayer for balance and harmony. The underlying philosophy is gentle moderation and profound balance, beauty to soothe the spirit, inspire hope, and reinforce order and harmony. In the swift currents of modernization and globalization, the timeless traditions of Tet face unprecedented challenges. The rhythm of life has accelerated, preparations compressed into a frantic last-minute rush. People live and work farther from ancestral homes. The annual pilgrimage is harder and costlier. Quiet family moments are drowned by commercialism. Ads rebrand Tet as consumption. The soul of Tet risks being eroded. Habits shift, from making bánh, chưng together to buying pre-made for convenience. Personal visits replaced by quick texts. Social posts stand in for greetings. Yet Tet still offers profound reflection, perhaps more critical now. In a world that prizes speed and efficiency, Tet forces us to slow down. In a culture that celebrates the individual, Tet calls us back to family and community. It reconnects us to the seasons and recalls our agricultural memory, counterbalancing with memory, gratitude, human connection. Preserving Tet isn't about rejecting change. It's about protecting core humanist values. The greatest gift is time we can share. Cherish these connections and the spirit of Tet will endure. Chúc mừng năm mới, wishing you a peaceful and hopeful new year.